Hey everyone, it's Allie, and with the new PoE season winding down, I decided to go try the new Torchlight season out and see how it's going. And honestly, I was just kind of blown away by how much fun I was having, and I was kind of impressed with just how much better the game got overall. I haven't played this game in about 2 years or so since season 3, and it was refreshing to see the devs just improving on pretty much every aspect of the game, as well as fixing all the pain points I had with it back in the day. What I want to do in today's video is go over my day one experience, talk about the game a little bit, and just tell you what it has to offer, and maybe give you something to consider as something to do until the next major Last Epoch or PoE 2 season come out in a month or so, as there's nothing really coming out until then. So if you want to play any RPG, this might be a really interesting RPG for you to at least give it a go and see if you enjoy it or not. With Season 9, a new character was introduced, which aims to be a mana stacker. The problem with this is that you do need to buy the $15 battle pass to be able to play it, but all previous characters from every other season are permanently unlocked, and when Season 10 rolls around, this mana character is also going to be available for you to play. So if you're okay waiting a season to play the newest character, then you never have to spend a single dime on this game. Leveling was actually really enjoyable because this game kind of just lets you have fun with it, and it doesn't just immediately throw you into the deep end, kind of like PoE does. It slowly builds up the difficulty for you, allowing you to explore, have fun, and just figure out what kind of build you want to play for yourself. The cool thing is that up until level 90, you are free to reset your skills whenever you want to, so you're not punished for trying and messing around with things, and all skills are just free, and you're more than free to take as many copies of them as you want to try whatever kind of build archetypes you want to try out. There's also a lot of tags you can filter by, so it's pretty easy for you to find the exact skill or build or whatever you might be interested in playing with. On top of this, if you do want just kind of have your hand be held and you don't really want to try and figure it out on your own if that's a little bit too intimidating for you, one cool thing that they finally added into the game is the Pro Builds tab, where you can simply just go to Quick Builds and then find a build for your class that you enjoy or that has a high rating. And you can simply click on it and then click the Apply All button. And then if I were to go to my passive tree, for example, it's just going to tell me the exact points to pick up to be able to follow along with that build guide. This is also going to set up some trade filters for you in the auction house to just show you what kind of gear to buy, as well as showing you exactly what skills and supports and whatnot to get. So your hand is pretty much held through everything, and it makes it really simple to just follow along and have fun with the build. The other really cool thing is that unlike PoE, where you need 8 billion different third-party apps to be able to play the game properly, the game has a built-in loot filter that the devs have made for different tiers, and people make their own loot filters and upload them to the game, and you can just simply, for example, download this guy's loot filter and then go edit it from there if there's something you don't like about it. Everything you need, including even PoE Ninja, which currently doesn't work because it's still day one, so there's not much data aggregated for it, is all here at the touch of your fingertips. So in a few days, if you want to look at what builds people are playing on a given class or what things people are doing and what skills people are using, it's all here, and you literally never have to tab out of the game to do anything else. One thing they even added this season is a price checking feature. So if I want to look at what this helmet might be worth, I can now click the price check button on it, sorts by whatever stats I might think might be worth something, like this mana, and then click trade search, and then, well, there you go. There's a helmet that looks like it, and I can either sell it for that value if I feel like it's worth my time to, or I know to vendor it and throw it away. Every single major third-party tool that you might want to use in something like PoE is just built in the game, and I absolutely love that. On top of that, the leveling itself is also really friendly because there's all these treasure dungeons along the way, which you're forced to do because they give you a passive point, that give you leveling uniques. And there's a pool of leveling uniques in each of these treasure dungeons, which you can go and easily rerun because they give you a lot of XP as well. So you can overgear the content and then just quickly speed through the campaign to the next treasure dungeon if you want to. And there's probably a leveling unique for every single build you want to play out there. So it's really simple to have some really nice gear while leveling, making your league starts all that much easier to get through. So between all that, getting into the game is really simple, given that it just kind of uses the same stats every single other ARPG uses. And if you're pretty experienced with both Last Epoch or PoE, it shouldn't be too difficult for you to just go and mess around and just make whatever build you want to make and just have a good time testing it out. If that doesn't work out, just simply slap on a recommended build and have fun with that. Now, to talk about my character a little bit more, as I feel like this will probably just showcase the kind of fun stuff you can do in the game. Like I said, I'm currently playing the new class, which is meant to be a mana stacker. At level 20, I get my first hero trait. I believe that's what the game calls it. And this is what sets your class apart from every other class, as this does something game warping that completely changes how you want to go about putting that character together. For me, I get Unsullied Blade, and the major thing to mention here is that all my spell damage now applies to attack damage, so I can scale off of caster stats, which is pretty cool. And most importantly, None of my skills actually use mana, meaning I'm more than free to spam as much as I want to with no worries. What it instead does is it turns my mana into a builder spender playstyle where I have this orb here, and as I attack, I spend my mana to fill it up, and then once it reaches full stacks, I get this AoE around me, I get a massive damage buff, and later on, I also get different points that make it do damage and a lot of other really cool stuff. Later on, it forces me to be a mana stacker, and I get a lot of elemental damage from it, which when paired up with a keystone from Arcanist, such as Mind Focus, which just gives you a percent of your max mana as added fizz damage, you can make some pretty wacky mana stacking stuff, and I'm honestly really excited to keep going with it and seeing how that all turns out. For day one, I only did maybe about an hour or so of endgame as I took my time with leveling. It took me about 4 hours to get through it as I was reading everything and just having fun and soaking it all in. By the way, every town has a target dummy, so if you want to go and test stuff and if you want to go see if an item is a DPS increase or whatnot, you can just come here and just smack the target dummy and you get a DPS number and you get all the relevant information you need to be able to test things for yourself as much as you want to. But my character basically just stacks a lot of attack speed, and I'm literally just attacking with the equivalent of PoE's Frostblades. I also have these shadows, which sometimes come in and replicate my ability for me, so sometimes I just spam a billion Frostblades like this all over the place. I also use a skill that just dashes me around, which scales off of my movement speed and my attack speed, so I end up having a pretty fast character that then just simply sits there, holds down Frostblades, freezes everything on screen, and just honestly feels very, very comfortable and very fun to play. And this is only just the tip of the iceberg for it. I'm excited to see how disgusting this is going to get once I do properly get into mana stacking, as I currently only have 600 mana, and I'm meant to have tens of thousands. Every single build I've tried in this game so far, both back then 2 years ago and this build now, pretty much have all turned out like this, to where they start kind of slow, but very quickly ramp up and very quickly either give you a specific path to follow in terms of how to scale it further, or just do some really crazy stuff that is really, really enjoyable and fun to play with. While there's quite a lot to say here about the end game of the game, I kind of want to save that for tomorrow because that's easily going to be its own video, and there's actually been quite a lot of changes done to it, so I would like to play around with it a little bit more before formulating my opinion. The end game in this game is basically as juicy, if not juicier, than endgame PoE juicing was 2 years ago, when you had the crazy headhunter self-cursing metas where you just became so big that the game unrendered you and you had thousands of mobs on the screen. You can do all that in Torchlight and more, as this game kind of goes ballistics when it comes to the super endgame juicing you can do. At the same time, they also added in an Atlas tree, so you can make your Atlas tree, juice it for specific strategies, get specific benefits and whatnot, and have a lot of fun with the pretty expansive set of passive points they could choose to do whatever kind of mechanic you want to do. Between this and like the 20 mechanics that the game has now, there's a lot of content in this game. You're gonna honestly have an experience pretty close to PoE where there's just so much different stuff to do that you'll never run out of interesting new things to try out. The final thing I want to go over is going to be the crafting, because this game has a really cool crafting system that's kind of half Last Epoch and half PoE put together in a really interesting and pretty in-depth way. The basics of it is you simply choose an item you want to craft on, and then from here you can either choose to re-roll one of the affixes on it, and you can do this as much as you want to, assuming you have the currency to do so. And from here I can either choose to roll out of the base affix pool, the advanced affix pool, or the ultimate affix pool, which all have different things on it. So for example, if I don't like the maximum mana on this ring, I can roll it for one of these stats. It will use up 1 flame sand, 1 ember, and if I'm not happy with what happened, in this case we got generic damage, I can simply just click confirm on the old version of the ring and not have to accept the change to it. Or if I simply want to add something new to it, I can click on the empty affix, click craft, and in this case we got life, and if I'm happy with that, I can click confirm and now I have a ring with life on it. It also has auto crafting, so if I specifically want to keep doing that and roll until I hit, let's say, tier 1 armor, I can click autocraft and then click on the tier that I want to. In this case, we can only go to tier 5, and then it'll just keep spam crafting until that desired outcome actually ends up happening. You can also click on the little eye to see the weighting of everything. It's honestly just amazing because all the info is just available in the game. There's a whole section in the options that shows you the weighting of every mod and everything. So everything you'll ever need to make your endgame crafts is just available for you to hear. I feel like this game has quite a lot to offer and is really enjoyable overall. So if you're looking for something to do until the next major RPG launch, honestly, I would consider giving this game a go. And if you don't like it, well, the game is free, so no loss in your part. If you do have any questions on anything Torchlight related, do feel free to ask me in the comments below, or feel free to come by my Twitch chat and ask me there yourself. While I am somewhat new to the game, I don't know everything about the game, I'll do my best to answer whatever questions you might have. If I can't answer it for you, I'll try to find someone who can potentially answer it. With that said, I hope you kitties enjoyed this little showcase of Torchlight, and if you're gonna go play it, I hope you have fun with it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next video.